Johnny, did I ever tell you about a giraffe named Johnny?
Uncle Dunkle, you never told me about a giraffe, period.
I never told you a story about a giraffe?
I don't even know what a giraffe is.
Oh, well, a giraffe is a 4-footed animal with a long, long neck. A giraffe gets to be 3 times as high as a man 6 feet tall. Sometimes a giraffe gets to be as tall as a house.
A giraffe would make a great basketball player.
You sure would.
What are you laughing about, Uncle Dunkle?
I was just thinking about something funny. You know when your Aunt Rapunzel makes horseradish cookies with mustard frosting?
Oh, she does not.
Well, she makes some kind of cookies.
She makes chocolate chip cookies.
Well, whatever. And she doesn't want you to get any between meals?
Or you either, Uncle Dunkle.
Oh, yeah, well, where does she put them?
She puts them way up on a high shelf.
Right, exactly. That's what she does. Well, Johnny the Giraffe, being so tall, could reach the highest shelf his mother had. So do you know what Johnny's mother did when she wanted to keep cookies away from Johnny?
What, Uncle Dunkle?
Well, she put the cookies way down in the lowest part of the cupboard with the pots and pans, because Johnny couldn't bend down that far very easy. Well, one day, Johnny the Giraffe was running along and he heard someone laughing. He looked around and he saw Herman the Hyena.
Hyena? Do hyenas laugh, Uncle Dunkle?
Oh, they sure do. Sometimes they hire hyenas to make the background laughs for television comedy shows.
Well, I didn't know that.
A lot of things you don't know. Hyenas laugh all the time. Now, the strange thing is that with all their laughing, the hyenas are afraid of all other animals. And Herman would have been afraid of Johnny, except that, well, Johnny looked so funny, running along with his long neck bobbing back and forth and his legs flying out every which way.
Oh, Johnny, you look so funny. I just can't help laughing at you. I guess it isn't very polite to laugh at other folks. But I just can't help it.
Boy, I bet Johnny the Giraffe didn't like Herman the Hyena one bit.
Well, now, Johnny wasn't one to hold a grudge. He guessed that maybe he did look kind of funny, and he knew that hyenas laughed at everything, whether it was funny or not. A few days later, Johnny was loping along at a fast clip when he heard someone call his name.
Johnny! Hey, Johnny the Giraffe!
Johnny stopped and looked, and there, tied to the top of a very high tree, was Herman the Hyena. One end of a rope was tied around him, and the other was tied to the top of the tree. And even though he was in trouble, Herman the Hyena couldn't help laughing.
Johnny, I tell you how it happened. It was terrible. You see, I saw this piece of meat lying on the ground, you know. And I went over to get it, and I stepped into this silly old noose. As soon as I stepped into it, it released the block that was holding the top of the tree down to the ground.
I see. And you swung way up in the air, and now you can't get down.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And the other animals, well, they won't help me because I laugh at them. Just the way I laughed at you, Johnny. And I bet you won't help me either, will you?
What did Johnny do, Uncle Dunkle?
Well, he kind of looked the situation over and he said,
It's just plain natural for a hyena to laugh at folks. Deep down, you don't mean any harm, and I'm gonna help you.
So Johnny stretched his neck way up and untied the knot with his teeth, which released Herman, and he fell on the soft ground and wasn't hurt at all.
Thanks a lot, Johnny. It sure was noble of you to rescue me, and I won't ever laugh at you again.
But he had such a hard time trying not to laugh that Johnny patted him on the back and said,
Go ahead, Herman. Go ahead and laugh. Laugh your head off. I don't mind. I really don't. You wouldn't be happy if you didn't laugh at the other animals, including me.
Thanks. Thanks a lot, Johnny. I really would like to laugh if you don't really mind.
So Johnny and Herman became sincere good friends because they understood each other and accepted each other's ways.